Welcome back to Good Day Tampa Bay. Well, we've all felt it from time to time, that tired, sleepy feeling that just makes us want to curl up and nap. But for others, that feeling is much worse, much more intense. They suffer from narcolepsy, a rare sleep disorder that leaves you exhausted, so much to the point where you could just fall down. It sounds frightening, but there are ways to get it under control, and here to help us this morning is Dr. Neil Feldman. He is a sleep disorders specialist from the St. Petersburg Sleep Disorders Center at Palms of Pasadena Hospital. And Wendy Jones also joins us. She suffers from narcolepsy herself. Thank you both for being with us this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Doctor, let's start off by talking about just what narcolepsy is. We all have the urge to nap from time to time, but we're really talking about something far more serious here, right?
Absolutely. It's a very serious illness, and it can be disabling. It's actually a disease of the brain. The brain is not refreshed no matter how much time you spend in bed, whether you sleep 6 hours, 12 hours, or 18 hours. You wake up just as tired as when you went to bed, and there's this propensity to doze whenever you're quiet during the day.
What are some of the first symptoms we should look for?
The first symptom is overwhelming excessive daytime sleepiness, even after a good night's sleep. Then you showed the clip of that woman falling down. That's actually a symptom called cataplexy. We have two kinds of sleep, non-REM and REM. When you're in REM, you dream and you're paralyzed. And what happened to that woman in that clip was REM sleep intruded into her wakefulness. She lost control of her muscles and she fell to the floor. It's brought on by emotion.
Wendy, why don't you tell us a little bit, because you can certainly relate firsthand to all of this, just what kinds of things you've experienced and you've had to deal with here.
With narcolepsy and cataplexy, you have to adjust your lifestyle. Everything changes, absolutely everything.
Now, what causes narcolepsy in the first place, doctor?
It's a disease of the brain. The exact lesion in the brain that makes you overwhelmingly sleepy is not known. There are genetic influences, but there are also environmental influences. For example, monozygotic twins, identical twins, have the same DNA. One twin may have narcolepsy, the other may not. So there are environmental factors which are not well understood, but it's a disease of the brain.
Wendy, what kind of changes have you had to make in your life to deal with this?
Periodic naps throughout the day. I don't go to the movie theater. Cold, dark rooms.
Fall right asleep?
Yeah. It's difficult. Anytime I sit down and I'm not fully attentive to whatever is going on, I have a tendency to doze off.
Well, let's talk about treatments, doctor. What does someone that's experiencing something like this do?
There's no cure. We treat the symptoms. The daytime sleepiness is treated with a stimulant medication, primarily amphetamine-like drugs. The cataplexy that you saw, the loss of muscle control with emotion, is treated with drugs that suppress REM sleep. The drug of choice is a medication called anafranil. So there's no cure, but certainly life can be improved for these people with medication.
We have heard stories. I've heard a spot on the radio where the lady is talking about her husband and says that she looked over at him one day and there he was asleep at the traffic light. Is that something that can actually happen? Someone can just fall asleep that quickly right in the middle of any time of day?
It's actually worse than that. Falling asleep at a traffic light probably doesn't cause that much damage, but if you look at the automobile accident rate in untreated narcoleptics, the automobile accident rate may be 10 times the normal population. So it's a problem for the individual, but it's also a public health problem as well.
All right, well, doctor, thank you for coming in. Wendy, thank you for coming in and helping us understand a little bit more about narcolepsy this morning. We appreciate it. And now let's go to Bill and Stacy.
All right, thanks. Fascinating, huh?
Yeah, hopefully some people will be helped with this information. Well, now that you are rested...